Good evening, everyone. Hello. Welcome to our De-Stress Facial Masterclass with Balance Me for Stress Awareness Month, which also happens to be the launch month of Balance Me's niacinamide complexion booster. And we'll be finding out about the connection between those two things very shortly. I'm Victoria Woodhall. I'm editorial director of Get the Gloss. And before I formally introduce our two experts, Rebecca and Mandy from Balance Me, just a little bit of housekeeping about what to expect from the next 45 minutes or so of this facial masterclass. First of all, most of you should have your facial kits by now. If you signed up more recently in the last couple of days, rest assured they are on their way. We will be emailing everyone a recording of tonight's facial for you to do at your leisure. So don't worry if you miss anything. That's coming tomorrow. Today, we are also sharing a fantastic, very generous 20% discount code for you to use site-wide across Balance Me. So if there's anything that comes up this evening that you like the sound of, you'd like to shop, that discount code should be appearing in the chat for you now. My colleague Christine is going to paste that now. We'll also send it to you tomorrow. And if you run out of your minis and you'd like to replenish anything, that's a great opportunity to do that using the discount code. So what else do you need? Well, if you're doing the facial along with us, it will be handy to have a bowl of warm water. I've got mine here, a flannel, and maybe if you've got like a headband, that might be quite nice. If you don't have your products yet, but want to do the facial along with us, there'll be some facial massage and lymphatic drainage. So if you have any kind of balm cleanser, that would be brilliant. You can still join in with us until your products arrive. So any questions, please put them in the chat. We love a really lively chat. Ask away. I will be feeding your questions to Mandy and Rebecca as we go, but there'll also be dedicated time for questions at the end. So that's enough from me. I'd now like to welcome Balance Me co-founder Rebecca Hopkins and lead facialist Mandy Oxley Swan. You can unmute yourself now, ladies, or you can stop holding your breath.
Yes, stop holding. Thank you so much for joining us. I think we've got some, definitely some friends of the brand already. I think some of our beauty panel say hello to you. You're already familiar with the niacinamide complexion booster, but we've also got some new recruits who Get the Gloss, so that's super exciting as well. And so yes, I'm Rebecca. I'm one of the sister co-founders, and I started Balance Me with Claire many years ago. We're all about, for those that you don't know, we're a very high performance natural skincare brand. We're very, very, texture plays a huge role. So you'll hopefully all of you or most of you have got the product so you can really experience the gorgeous textures. It's all about the ritual, feeling great on the skin and the way that the textures help deliver the actives and then the gorgeous aromas. We're a aromatherapy brand at heart. We work with a perfumer, a British perfumer. So every product has a gorgeous signature fragrance. So that's a little bit of background. And then Mandy's going to help guide us through, which we're delighted about. We've known Mandy for years. She's a very integral part of our brand. She helps us with our MPD and also kind of there offering facials too, and really, really useful tips. So Mandy, I'll hand over to you to give a little bit of background about yourself and also why stress has such an effect on the skin, which is really the theme for tonight. Oh, Mandy, you're on mute.
There's got to be one time where we say you're on mute, doesn't it? Every Zoom call has to have one.
Yes.
Hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
Mandy is not in the sauna. I did ask her. Her house is just made of wood.
We bizarrely have a house made of wood, so everyone is wooden. So no, I'm not steaming away here. So hi, everyone. I'm Mandy. As Rebecca said, I've worked with the brand for a good 15 years now. I've been qualified for over 25, so lots and lots of experience in skincare, massage, facials, etc. Key thing is today, we all know how much stress can impact on our skin and on our lives. So basically, when we get stressed, our body releases a hormone called cortisol, and that plays lots of havoc on our minds and bodies. Basically, as regards to skin, when we're stressed, our immune system goes into overdrive. So it starts to produce lots of chemicals, and these then cause inflammation in our body. And a lot of you will probably have heard of inflammation. It's, you know, it's related to many illnesses as well. And this inflammation can really wreak havoc on the skin. Anyone who's perhaps predisposed to eczema, rosacea, acne, any skin conditions like that, they're often find that when they're stressed, these flare up a lot more. And that then repeats the cycle. They then get stressed because their skin is flared up, and then that then produces more of the inflammation. So it's really, really important to be aware of the impact of stress on our skin. And, you know, there are lots of things we can do to stop stress. Ideally, it's pretty hard in modern day life, but things such as exercise, eating well, lots of sleep, avoiding caffeine, etc., is really good. But we're here today to really talk about how skincare can help with stress on the skin, and we will touch on that a little bit later.
Brilliant, thank you. Caffeine, oh no, no coffee.
Well, one a day is okay.
Yeah. If you joined us, in the last couple of minutes, we are going to start the facial along really soon. So have your bowl of warm water if you're doing it with us, and your products, and we're good to go. Mandy, whenever you're ready.
Yep, perfect. So everyone has everything with them. So I'm now going to put on my hairband. If you don't have one, it's not a problem. It's just that I have a fringe and it will often get in the way. Let's have a look. If you haven't got a hairband, clips or something would really work, or a towel for a turban. Mine doesn't want to stick today. So I'm going to go hairband free. Just move my...
I have to say, I've been looking forward to this all day. So when I looked in the mirror, I just thought, oh God, I've got my makeup on. I know that actually taking it off is going to be such a lovely experience this evening. So
yeah, you get hairband.
Fantastic.
Not good. So what I would recommend is, as Victoria said, the bowl of water, flannel, sponge, perhaps a tissue or a towel to wipe your hands on with afterwards on your lap as well. So first of all, we're going to start with the Super Berry Cleansing Balm. So as you'll probably all know, cleansing's integral to every skincare routine. It's the cornerstone. You really, really need to cleanse your skin, to remove it from, you know, the day's grime, SPF, pollution, makeup, sebum. Really, really important. So with your finger, you can use a spatula as well, but as it's your own product, finger is fine. And you can see it comes out really, really easily from the pot, and it's lovely and soft. And if you take a couple of breaths of the balm, it has this amazing, amazing smell. So apply some onto your hands, warm the product into your hands, just to generate some heat. Then apply it onto your dry face. Really important to start with a balm on dry skin. Sweep it over. Just apply neck. You can do your chest area as well.
And the smell of this is incredible. So Rebecca, I know that the smell of, apart from your new unscented products, the smell is really a key part of Balance Me, isn't it?
Absolutely. We work with a British perfumer. So what you'll find with this one, you've got the lavender, you've got the cloudberry, you've got the blackberry seed, raspberry seed. So they're your super fruits. And then you've got the lavender, you've got the ylang ylang, the mei chang, which also has anti-inflammatory products. So we build our fragrances on 3 levels. We build for a gorgeous aroma, depending on whether we want to uplift or maybe balance or calm people down. We build it for the benefits that the actual oil will give the skin. So you've got the mei chang, as I said, anti-inflammatory, etc. Lavender, very balancing. And then we build it for the mood. So I think it's so important that you get this kind of ritual. And great thing about this, I tend to use our Super Berry at the end of the day because I find it's really calming. And when Mandy comes on to sort of give us a few minutes of a facial massage, you really can spend a little bit more time getting the blood flowing to the surface of the skin. So very much you've got that whole gorgeous encapsulating aroma.
And I've heard it said that one of the cleansing mistakes we make is we just don't cleanse for long enough. We kind of slap it on, slap it off, and then kind of
totally true. Ideally, it should be at least 60 seconds.
Okay.
You know, if you tried a 2-minute timer on your toothbrush, you know that can
I know, it goes on forever, doesn't it?
But it's really, really important. If you just leave it on for 10 seconds, it's not really going to do anything. So when you have the warmth of your hands, you've applied it into the skin, onto the neck. So with sweeping motions, start and go under your cheekbone. Then what's really, really good to do is concentrate on areas of congestion. Now, predominantly that will be the chin, the nose and the forehead, but everyone will have different areas. And here, do more smaller circular movements. Up around the nose.
Yeah, here it can, sort of in the corners of the nose, you can get quite a lot of dry skin there, can't you?
Exactly, especially if anyone has hay fever or any allergies from blowing the nose or having a cold. It's really important. It looks very ugly sticking your fingers up your nose, but it does the trick if you really go around. I also, really, really key thing is to include around the eyebrows. And again, lots of people can get eczema, dermatitis here. So really go into the eyebrows.
But of course, we now put so many products on our eyebrows, don't we? Like brow mascaras, brow colours. There's quite a lot of rubbish to get off there at the end of the day.
Exactly. And again, really, really important to work up and into your hairline. And again, the same principle, wearing foundations or fake tan, you really need to make sure that you're cleansing right up until your hairline here. I like to include earlobes as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so many of us fiddle with our earlobes, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. So just, and actually it's a really lovely relaxing.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't actually thought of that. Lovely.
Yeah, you can give them a little pull. That's really nice as well. It's quite relaxing.
Oh, there's a question, which products are we using? We are using the balm.
So we're still on the first product.
Yeah, so still we're really taking time on our first cleanser. So it's gone on to dry skin.
Onto dry skin.
And we've really worked it in. And actually, just that little first, one blob has gone really quite far.
Yeah,
the
coverage is really great with this
once
product.
you warm it.
You can just do a little bit on the side of the neck. So using your fingers like that, just around the ears, around your lymph nodes, and then just work your way down. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so nice.
Really good for people using computers, that constant sort of looking down. And then just do a couple of more sweeping moves on your chest as well.
And it is really important, Mandy, isn't it, to really drain this part? Because I know that often things like SPF, I find here, this is where I tend to maybe get the odd spot or bit of congestion.
Exactly. Lots of people ignore that. Yeah, totally. And also here, I often have lots of clients who get breakouts on their neck. So it's really important just to bring the product in. You need to be gentle with your windpipe, but just work around here, finish there. And then with your fingers, just dip them into your bowl of water and then apply that warm water back onto your face. And that's going to emulsify the cleansing balm. What that means is it's going to break down that oil and turn the balm into a milk, which then means you're also having another, few seconds cleansing, but it makes the product quicker and easier to remove.
So Mandy, how are we removing eye makeup? I've got some eyeliner and mascara on. Is it best to mush the milk in or mush the neat balm in, or neither?
When you start at the beginning, close your eyes and very, very gently apply a little bit and then work that around. But what you'll find is when you add the water and emulsify it, that will then come off with your sponge or your muslin as well. It's brilliant at removing mascara, even waterproof as well.
No, we've never had anyone kind of worrying about it. It's obviously been tested for eyes, and this is what is so fantastic about this product. It literally takes everything off. It's super gentle, and even the most stubborn mascara.
Or even if you've got hay fever and you might have sore eyes, it's still
Exactly. So when you've emulsified the product, then get your flannel, muslin, whatever you like to remove it with, and gently remove.
Is your flannel dry, Mandy?
No, mine is damp.
Okay.
And it's important, isn't it, Mandy? We've always said that it's warm water. It's not too hot, because obviously too hot can aggravate the skin, but it does need to be warm, because it's a little bit like trying to wash up an oily pan with cold water.
Exactly. Yeah. You need to have a nice lukewarm, slightly warmer temperature, because hot water can trigger sensitivity as well. And as Rebecca said, cold will not remove. This is an oil-based product, so you need to have that.
And when given that we're here to talk about stress and stress skin, can your skin get more sensitized when you're stressed? So you need to be a little bit more.
Totally. Yeah, definitely. As I mentioned, it increases that inflammation on the skin. So rosacea, eczema, etc., they can be triggered by stress, definitely.
And could somebody with rosacea and eczema use this, or?
Yeah, they can. Yes. Wow. It's very, very gentle. So definitely that would be a product that they can use.
Fantastic.
And probably remove with a slightly, I think that's why those pads that you've got, we actually sell them with Jojo Glow cleansing pads. They're super gentle, because actually sometimes if the cloth that you remove it with is too abrasive, that can potentially cause aggravation, but the cleansing pads are really super gentle.
I love it.
Exactly, because that muslin cloth or something can act as a physical exfoliation. You want to be aware of that when you have rosacea. So these are super soft and really easy to grip and hold as well, and you just throw them in the washing machine afterwards.
Is that something that you sell?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe we can put the link on the chat if anybody wants to use their discount code. If you came in a bit later, there is a discount code further up the chat that you can use, 20% off. So enjoy. And I have to say the Super Berry Cleanser, this pot is so brilliant for travel. It's the perfect size. So you could definitely use this as your kind of fillable travel. Yeah, definitely keep it. And when you buy the big one,
decant. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the big one, I believe, has a spatula that you can.
It does.
Yeah, it's got the bamboo spatula, which again is recyclable. And those that were on our, the people, I don't know if anyone here is from our Super Berry Cleansing Balm panel, but we always test all of our products on at least 100 women before we bring them to market. And the great thing about that is that we get really good feedback. And one of the feedbacks for this was it's actually nice to have something to take the product out with in the larger pot. Like you say, in the small one, it's fine to use your finger, and especially if you're traveling, but in the larger one, you have the spatula.
Yeah. Hannah says, yes, me. She was on your testing panel. Great, glad you still have it.
Brilliant, good to see you. And now's probably quite a good time to talk about exfoliation, because Mandy touched on it. We've obviously got a kit that we've got and that we put together for you, which doesn't include an actual exfoliator per se, but obviously the cleansing balm does act as a bit of a physical exfoliation. And the other thing that we do have that's very complementary to this product is some oat polishing powder that you can get. It's in a similar way, it is in the same size pot as this, and maybe once or twice a week. It's really good. It's a bit like an MOT or flossing your teeth, although my dentist says you have to floss every day, but with exfoliation maybe a couple of times a week, just to get that extra cleanse. Mandy, you'd absolutely recommend that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exfoliation is really important for the skin. As we get over 30, it takes twice the time for our new skin cells to come to the surface. So really, really key. Doesn't need to be aggressive. And Balance Me have an amazing array of exfoliators that you can try. One of my favorites is the AHA Glow Mask, which is the alpha hydroxy acids. Super gentle. You leave it on for 10 minutes and then just wash it off, and you can do that twice a week. There's also a BHA concentrate, very easy to use, just a pump and wipe that over, and that's salicylic acid, so great for people with sort of more congested skin as well. And then there is a spray, the polyhydroxy acids, really good for sensitized skin. So there's an exfoliator for every type of skin, and really important to put an exfoliator in your routine as well.
And we very much create them for the ingredients, but also the texture preference. So as Mandy said, some people prefer the spray. It's great if you've got a bit of acne or something.
Yeah, good idea.
You can get at the back without having too much trouble. And the salicylic is the leave-on. So again, that's really great. That can work over a longer period of time. Or the mask, which just in 15 minutes, it's so brightening. It's incredible the results that you can get from that. And it's got the kaolin clase as well as the fruit acid. So it will really help draw out the impurities, but it's not drying on the skin. So that's just a step. Clean skin, cleanse your skin, and then exfoliate happens as the next step.
Brilliant.
Okay, so the next product we're going to touch on now in your kit is the Wonder Eye Cream. So what I'm going to do with this product, just on your ring finger, because this finger you have the lighter pressure, so apply 1 or 2 drops onto your ring finger, dab that together.
Oh, ring finger, here we go.
Okay, and then we just start in the corner of the eyes, just dab that on and work up to the outside here. And what we'll do is a little bit of lymphatic massage. So this will just help brighten the area. So it's almost like a pumping technique. So ring finger, start here and pump. And you're working, you can feel your eye socket here. You're working like that, little pumps, and go up to here. And then repeat that another 2 times.
If you wake up feeling, you know, I think the eyes are so betraying what kind of how we're feeling and what kind of a night we've had, or, you know.
Yeah, really, really lovely to keep this eye cream in the fridge as well, actually.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Anything cold, you know, with the cryotherapy, the spoons or just ice cubes is really amazing. So just do that pumping, tapping movement.
Yeah. So Mandy, I've got a question. Are you dabbing on the eye bone or inside it?
So just on top, you can actually feel your eye socket here. So I don't go too high up until the eye, but again, this product is so gentle. There's no perfume. It's not going to cause any irritation. I just go on the bone here. But what I also like to do when I finish, I have a little bit of product, I just rub that into the area where we start to get the fine lines, or crow's feet as they're attractively called, and just massage that here. Some people do talk about putting eye cream up here as well. Now, again, I think if the product doesn't have any perfume, it's not irritating, that's fine. But what you have to remember, skin on the eyelids is so, so thin. So if you use a really heavy product or too much of the product, that can cause puffiness. Whereas this eye cream is amazing. It has the witch hazel, which is brilliant for dark circles, cucumber, which is really cooling as well. And it has just a very gentle scent. So finish doing that.
And it's got the hyaluronic acid as well, which
exactly
is
for the fine lines and for the hydration. So it has 3 really amazing ingredients and won't irritate your eyes.
Very
so
light formula.
Apply that on like that. You can as well. I do have clients who get very, very dry in the corner here. If you like, you can just put that in there. But again, that's personal preference. Everyone's skin is different and their needs are different. But if you apply it with your ring fingers, that gentle lymphatic massage, that's really, really going to help brighten up the eye area and help with hydration as well.
And it's good to use it, isn't it, as this next step, because that way we make sure that we have treated the eyes, but because, as Mandy said, it's very sensitive area, it's much thinner skin, you want to make sure that you've applied the right texture product with the right ingredients that are that are created specifically for the eye. And then when you start layering your others, you just avoid that area because it's already been treated.
Exactly.
Yeah, so interestingly, I didn't, until I talked to Mandy the other week about what order we do things in, it hadn't actually occurred to me when to put my eye cream on, even though I've been using it for years. But it does make sense that it almost acts like a barrier to, you know, perhaps harsher actives that might kind of creep up a bit and make your eyes sore.
Exactly. Yeah. So the next step is the product that we're all talking about today. So the niacinamide complexion booster. I think you all would have heard a lot about niacinamide lately. Basically, it's vitamin B3, which is a water-soluble vitamin, and it literally has so many benefits. It's unbelievable. It can really, really help tone down redness. It helps with enlarged pores. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles. And as Balance Me say, it blurs bad bits and helps highlight the good bits. So you can see it's in a little pipette. So this is really, really great to apply. You just press and it will come out. And you can see there's some in the tube there. Also, if you'll take a smell, it just has this most amazing aroma.
So you've got the Chang again, which is anti-inflammatory. You've got the chamomile, really calming, really balancing, the eucalyptus, the lavender and the lemon. So you've got a very slight hint of zest. And when we put a fragrance together, we have a base note. So you've got the kind of deeper, more rooted, grounded notes that will be the ones that last the longest, the middle, and then you get that pop at the top. So what you first smell is the kind of the hint of lemon, but as it develops, you've got the more balancing lavender, eucalyptus, the sort of the more woody notes at the end.
Like a perfume, isn't it?
Exactly like a perfume. Yeah, our perfumer that we work with, he is we call him a British nose, but we're using aromatherapy essential oils versus the synthetics.
And that is so important. And whenever I do facials with the Balance Me products, all of my clients always say how much they love it, like it's a sensory journey. Every product I put just in front of their nose and they breathe that in, it just helps with that relaxation as well. You know, and you really need to love the smell of a product. It's going to be on your skin for a good 12 hours a day. You need to use and love to enjoy using them, which is where Balance Me is amazing with all of the aromas. So apply 2 to 3 drops onto your fingertips. What you want to do is just make sure it's on your fingertips and then apply it onto your skin straight away, because you don't want your hands to get all of the product. So pat that into the skin.
I love being reminded to pat, because normally I'm like, get it on quick.
Exactly.
But, you know, means you take your time, but also you probably get better absorption, and also you're not pulling.
You're pressing the product into your skin rather than sort of swiping as well.
And that helps deliver it to where you really need it as well, doesn't it, Mandy? Because some areas of the skin where it's more beneficial. So,
you know, someone with perhaps rosacea may like to, you know, really use this all over the cheek area. That's a predominant area. But really, you know, for enlarged pores, tend to be around the cheeks, nose, a little bit on the forehead again as well. But really, you know, you can use this all over the skin as well.
And we've got some other really key ingredients in there. So you've got zinc, which helps to really balance, sort of a bit more mattifying. It helps to balance the sebum. You've got the clover flower extract, which again, sort of with the zinc, helps with the kind of the more oily areas, and it helps to sort of, as Mandy was saying, really boost the bits that you want to boost. So it's really brightening. We've got ashwagandha, which helps with inflammation. So every product that we put together, we talk about this cocktail of actives that we blend, so that you just get a very balanced product that's really going to help the skin concerns that we're wanting to address. And working with our panel, we can then check that we are going to get the results that we want to get. And we had some most amazing feedback on this product. Really, like 81% said their skin felt brighter, smoother, all the things that really we felt were completely beneficial with this product. So balancing, brightening and boosting are the sort of the buzzwords for this.
Exactly. And it's also
because
with it for cooling down any inflammation again, which is linked to that whole stress impact on the skin.
Certainly I went, you know, there's so many products with niacinamide in now, and for obviously for good reason, because as far as I can see, niacinamide seems to have something for everyone in it. My skin is dry, but I know it regulates sebum. So I was kind of a bit like, oh, well, you know, I need my lovely skin oils. Don't knock back my oil. But it seems to be almost like adaptogenic. For me, I struggle with maybe pigmentation and a bit of dullness, and it seems to work on that without drying my skin out. Whereas somebody like my teens with their oily skin, it just homes in on their concerns.
Yeah, totally. Lots of people liken this to a retinol, but without that irritation, niacinamide. It's that ingredient that does so many things, you know, that it will be good for any skin condition really as well. So it's definitely good for everyone.
And it's great if you head to our website, you'll see some incredible before and after. So there might be some of you that very kindly took pictures. We got everyone to take the before and after, and you can absolutely see the benefits and the results on the skin. I think that's what made us so excited as well with this launch, that it really did show in the skin in a very, very positive way.
Brilliant. We have a few questions about this, because obviously this is what everyone wants to know. First of all, is it supposed to feel a little bit sticky initially?
It might, first of all, you know, it's a serum like sort of consistency. So as long as you pat that on and remember that there is a product that's going to go on top of this, you know, you can use to use the trimolecular serum, but you then would seal it in with a moisturizer. So, you know, that feel on the skin won't stay like that. But, you know, that I can't feel the stickiness here at the moment, but we are going to then layer on some other products too.
And I think, as we said earlier, because it works across so many different skin types, some people's skin might react a little bit in that way. But there's nothing wrong actually with the product, and it'll deliver all the benefits to the skin, and it really helps with brightening. I find that it immediately, you can almost see the glow. We were looking at it earlier, but it just gives you that immediate kind of brightening just in the areas that you want it to kind of, where you want it to buzz.
Would you generally use, I'm sort of amalgamating a couple of questions from the chat here, just this, I mean, we've got the hyaluronic, but maybe just this niacinamide by itself, or would you blend with, say, vitamin C or maybe the ceramide barrier booster?
I think you could use it in different ways depending on your skin concern, really. You know, you can put on a serum on top of this, and again, you can put it in areas where you need it. You know, I often say to people, you don't have to put the same product everywhere. Different parts of your skin do have different concerns and are in a different condition, definitely. So you can sort of play around, but as long as you do the lighter textures first and then they get heavier, that's the key thing to remember.
Yeah. So probably to tell you a little bit on the different products, and you've picked up the ceramide there, it very much does depend on the concern. So if your skin is super sensitized, maybe you've been dialing up the acids. Mandy mentioned retinol, so maybe you've been slightly overdoing, or maybe your skin's reacted in a particular way and it's feeling super sensitive, then the ceramide barrier booster would be a really great product to kind of help calm down the skin as a next it's a more creamy texture. If you're really that's the ceramide barrier booster. If you're really wanting to kind of combat the pigmentation, if you're looking for a really antioxidant rich product, then the vitamin C is a great product and ingredient to put in your skincare routine, and our vitamin C would go after this, because again, with it's a slightly creamier texture. If you're really needing hydration, then the trimolecular, the 3 weights of hyaluronic, which we're coming on to in a minute, is an amazing product to complement the niacinamide. We'll talk about the congested as well. And then if you're wanting the more kind of smoother our retinol alternative, then you've got the Bakuchiol smoothing serum. So maybe if Rachel kind of puts a link to all of those different products, it's very complementary, but it does depend on your skin concern.
Perfect.
Okay.
Should we move on to the next one?
Yep.
Next stage, which
The fourth product is the congested skin serum. So it's the tube here. Now this is what we call the on-the-spot serum. So this definitely is on more localized areas. So if you've got some breakouts or your skin feels bumpy and you feel like something's coming up or some blackheads, this is amazing. The thing I love about this is that it doesn't go white and it doesn't dry on the skin like a lot of sort of spot treatments can. So
yeah, because then you end up picking it and you just makes it worse if you end up with dry, flaky bits.
And it draws more attention to the spot you were trying to get rid of in the first place when it goes white and crusty. So this doesn't do that. So you can have a look. It's a really, really lovely gel texture. So a little bit, I use my middle fingers for this, but middle or ring finger is fine. So anywhere you have any breakouts, so predominantly that would be chin, but any sort of hormonal breakouts. And again, we were talking about stress on the skin that can flare up acne as well. So just apply literally where needed. This isn't an all over the face product. This is an on the spot treatment. And again, if you take some deep breaths, the smell is amazing. I love this product.
Same smell,
so
actually.
It has the Canuka eucalyptus, really amazing sort of uplifting smells, but Canuka is very good. It's very anti-inflammatory as well.
And it smells like it's going to work too.
And exactly.
I think psychologically, if you're feeling like something's brewing or it has brewed, it's again that playing the mind game. It's a very positive experience.
Feel like you've been cleaned.
Yes.
Yeah. And also remember, as we spoke about earlier, if you do have any spots on the chest or on the back, this is a brilliant product at treating those as well.
And it can go on over makeup as well. So this is great to have in your handbag, maybe if it's that time of the month and you're feeling like you need a bit more support, then pop it on. Even if you've got foundation on, you can use this on over makeup.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it's as needed product. You don't just have to do this twice a day, like you're cleansing in the morning and at night. You can dab this wherever it's needed to cool down that inflammation on the skin. So
Becky's
asking, how much does this cost? That's the
7ml. The full size is £18, and that's for 15ml. I might just need to get Rachel you to check what the 7ml is. I can't remember when.
Yeah. But don't forget, you can use your 20% discount, which is at the top of the chat, which is exclusively for you guys for this evening, if you want to buy any full size of anything or replenish your.
And if you've got any teens in the family, this is brilliant for any sort of outbreaks too, and that nose, that kind of T-zone. It's fantastic. Both my teens have lived and died by the congested skin serum. And even if you get the odd pimple elsewhere, sometimes, I mean, I can never say, it's the keratin pilaris, isn't it? It's
quite chicken skin. Yeah.
Chicken skin. It's great for that too. It's a very versatile product.
Okay,
I know what you mean about having this in your handbag. Sorry to interrupt, Mandy, because you can go out in the morning and it's kind of okay, and then by 4 o'clock in the afternoon it's like, no. So having a little handbag size one over makeup, that's a revelation, is a great idea.
So the last product is the trimolecular serum. So the little small pot you have, and again, like the niacinamide, it has that little pipette, so really, really easy to apply. Now, you've probably all heard of hyaluronic acid, not to be confused with an exfoliating acid. Hyaluronic acid is found in our bodies, in our skin, and we lose it as we get older, like collagen as well, and it holds up to 1,000 times its own weight in water. So it's an amazing wonder ingredient. The great thing about this product, the name trimolecular, it has 3 different types and different weights of hyaluronic acid. So the finer weight will literally go into those deeper levels of the skin, and then the larger molecular weight will go onto the surface. So you get lots of hydration going on with the skin at the time. And it's an amazingly lovely and lightweight and silky. So
it is really like a drink for your skin.
Yeah. So as with the niacinamide, 2 to 3 drops, but again, your skin may need more depending on dehydrated it may be, onto the fingers, and then sweep up, include the forehead, and remember to do the neck and a little bit here. If you do manage to put too much, yeah, exactly. Quite often in my treatment room, I have to apply quite a lot on people's skins, but because it's not heavy, that's absolutely fine. Your skin will take what it needs. I love recommending this as a product to teenagers who say, oh, I don't want to use a moisturizer, it's too heavy. The Tri-Molecular Serum is amazing because they're getting that water-based hydration without that heaviness as well.
Yeah. And the cross-link, the third weight of hyaluronic acid, think of it almost like a spider's web. That's going to really lock in the moisture. So it's super, moisturizing. We've also got squalene as an ingredient, which is really lovely and emollient. So I know someone on the chat was asking about a really great moisturizer. If you've got a slightly more compromised or more oily skin, this could be the moisturizer for you. It's not your traditional cream, but we can come on and we were going to recommend 2 or 3 moisturizers at the end as well to kind of finish off the routine, just to let you know the different ones we have in our range. But I know quite a few members of my family, like my husband, will just use this, and this is his moisturizer too. So he's got obviously a male, slightly more oil prone skin, but it's just brilliant, and it can just go on the bits that you need it to go on.
Exactly.
What I love about this is it doesn't, if it's a moisture, well, you use as a moisturizer or anything, it doesn't pill, but your makeup doesn't pill over the top. So many people complain about that with serums. You've got your serums on, especially if you've got like 2 serums on, like a niacinamide and this. The minute you then go to put your moisturizer or your makeup on, it's sort of flaking off in your hands, and it just. This I've always found has been absolutely brilliant. I mean, you were one of the first to come out with the hyaluronic acid serum. You were kind of way ahead of everyone. I really remember that.
And the fact it's the 3 weights, I think it's so complementary. You get your kind of absolute hit. This one can also be kept in the fridge if you want to in the summer. I love it as a sort of a summer moisturizer. And as you're coming out of winter and we're sort of in spring, although today hasn't felt so spring-like, I particularly find I've got a much drier, more dehydrated rather skin. This is amazing. It's really needed in my routine right now.
So Joanne's just saying, would the Tri-Molecular not go on first before the niacinamide? Maybe, I think, is that what you mean, Joanne? Would it not go on as your first product because it's light?
No, the booster will be the first product because you would put that where it's needed. The Tri-Molecular too, but generally that will be all over. It wouldn't be a deal breaker to do it the other way around. It's preference, but we recommend doing the boosters first or as an alone treatment, and then doing always you have the serum almost like your cardigan, and then the moisturizer is your coat. That will always go on last, and obviously in the day it will be your SPF as the last layer as well. It can be quite confusing with what goes in your routine, but I think if you start on that lightest layer first and going up heavier, that's a good way to remember it.
I think definitely, because some of our ceramide is a slightly more creamy texture.
Yeah.
Our Tri-Molecular as a serum is less, is like the more watery texture. So very much go by texture, and everybody's got a concern.
So as we were saying, we would finish with this kit, be the Tri-Molecular Serum, but you would then finish with moisturizer. And Rebecca obviously knows a lot more in depth than me, but there are many to choose from.
Yeah, no, so again, look at the website. It comes to texture preference and also skin concerns. So we've got our collagen boost moisturizer. As the name suggests, if you're looking for to really boost your collagen, I call this our bouncy skin moisturizer, then this is for you. It's got the natural peptides, so it's all about helping with the scaffolding of the skin. If you've got a more sensitive, and the smell, I love the smell of it's got your neroli, your more orange blossom, then a more sensitive skin, we've got a moisture rich face cream. Again, as the name suggests, it's all about kind of really antioxidant rich, giving your skin lovely moisture, but it's not too heavy. And that's got a more floral rose fragrance. We've got our intensive wrinkle repair cream, which is amazing. It started life as a night cream, but was just too good to just use at night. That's all about your apmelas. So that's about smoothing, refining fine lines. That comes in a jar. And then we've got our pre and probiotic radiance cream. So it's some lighter, more kind of gel-like, great for a more compromised, oily. It's very balancing moisturizer. And then we have 2 face oils. So some people just prefer a face oil as a moisturizer. So we have that covered too, a radiance and a rose.
Wow, lovely. Yeah, lovely. Well, we've slightly overrun even. There was so much to say. Thank you, Rebecca and Mandy. I've so enjoyed getting my hands on these products, and my skin just feels so nice. I feel the kind of tension melting away as we did that massage. And I hope you guys who joined us this evening, or if you're watching this on catch up, I hope you learned loads. If you're watching this live, we will send it to you tomorrow to watch again if you like, with all the products mentioned, so you can have another look at them. We'll remind you of the discount code. And meanwhile, thank you so much, Rebecca and Mandy, and everyone who joined us. Have a wonderful evening, and I hope your skin feels as lovely as mine.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye everyone.